Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Whispers in the Dark. Today, we're stepping into a territory that most people never talk about honestly. The quiet inner world that begins to take shape between late afternoon and that moment you finally drift to sleep. For many people, the spiral doesn't begin at bedtime. It starts around 4 p.m. There's something about that hour, the shift in light, the slow unravel into evening. The mind begins preparing itself, but not for rest. It prepares for battle. You feel it. Even if you never name it, a subtle anxiety settles in your chest, a pressure behind the eyes, a heaviness you can't explain. And by the time you reach the quiet of your room, or even sooner in that evening hour, your mind has already begun writing its script for the night, running line by line and line by line as if it's a never ending rehearsal. Self-doubt, self-criticism, replay, regret, fear. Sometimes that script is running so fast you can't even hear the words, but you can feel the pressure, you can feel the weight, you can hear the sound, the echoes combating in your head. The mental spiral that doesn't need permission, it just arrives, it sits down and it starts talking, and it talks loudly. Endlessly. You replay everything you did wrong today, every word you wish you had said differently, every mistake you think is unforgivable, everything you don't want to see tomorrow or the next day or the last day or a month ago or 3 weeks from now. It becomes a long, relentless inner monologue, a private courtroom where you are both the witness and the accused. No wonder you can't sleep. This is the insomnia that has nothing to do with biology and everything to do with emotional exhaustion. Most people never admit it, but the hours between sunset and sleep are where the mind becomes its harshest enemy. You try to escape it, you pick up the phone, you scroll, you binge shows, you play video games, you reach for a substance. You reach for anything that offers a moment of silence, even if that silence is artificial. Or you reach for a moment of just relief, lighten that pressure, lighten the load, calm down the mind. The world encourages this. Just distract yourself, they say. Don't think about it. Do something fun. And distraction does work for a few minutes until it doesn't. You end up losing hours with or without tending to the chaotic mind, because you're turning to distractions that become waste. Distraction is not rest, escape is not peace, numbing is not healing, and none of them stop the spiral. They only delay it. And quite frankly, they can make the spiral become even more intense, especially those of us that are not living alone, those of us that have family members or loved ones or partners all around us. And it is just a whole big noise fest, or whatever other words you just filled in right there. Because on top of that, when we are struggling in our war becomes too much for those around us because they're not in our crazy, chaotic moment of sound. What I want to share with you today is not another coping mechanism. Forget the coping mechanisms for a second. Not another sleep hygiene tip, not another shallow affirmation. I want to give you truth. The kind of truth most people avoid because it requires responsibility. The battle is not won by silencing your thoughts. The battle is won by refusing to join them. Your mind is a river. Thoughts are the current. They will always move. They will always shift, swirl, rush, crash. You cannot stop the river. You cannot control the current, but you can step out of the water. Most people don't know this is an option. They jump into the thoughts. They argue with them and everything around them. They swim against them. They drown in them. And then they wonder why they wake up exhausted, or they wonder why they go a night without sleep. Let me say this clearly. The problem is not that your mind spirals. The problem is that you believe you are required to spiral with it, as if there's nothing you could do about it. You had no choice and you're stuck, going down one of those spiral slides like you see on a throwback playground. You are not. You are not required to argue with every thought. You are not required to chase every fear. You are not required to fight every insecurity. And you definitely are not required to find answers in that moment. You are not required to explain yourself to the voice inside your head. And you are actually not even required to explain yourselves to the voices around you, right there, live in front of you, those beside you that might not be able to understand that in that moment because you can't even speak it. You can barely understand it yourself. How are they going to hear you? So you are allowed to disengage. Disengage it. This is not denial. This is not avoidance. This is not pretending everything is okay. It is self-respect. Your mind spirals because it has been in survival mode for a long time, or because it's trying to get you right back there every time you step away from it. It's trying to protect you. It's scanning for danger. It's overworking. And quite frankly, then it can shift into trying to sabotage you. It could be trying to save you from embarrassment, from mistakes, from pain, or it could be trying to torture and torment you because it feels like it's winning, because it's not coming from your heart and your core. It is a mind war. It doesn't realize that the danger is gone. It doesn't know how to rest yet, but your heart does. Your core self does. Your wisdom does. When the mind gets so cozy with survival mode, feeling safe and familiar and where you're meant to be, that is why it could have one intention to be trying to protect you, but in reality, tainting and damaging you. When the spiral begins, you return to the heart. You return to the core. You return to the place within you that never speaks in panic. Here is how you step out of the river. You bring your awareness back into your body. You can place a hand on your chest. You can feel the rise and fall. You can feel the warmth beneath your palm. This anchors you in reality, not the imagination of fear. And don't get me wrong, I'm really not, when I'm going through ways to step out, I'm really not going against what I said. This isn't about more coping mechanisms. This isn't affirmations. This isn't just strategies and tipping everything that's already been said before. But it is emphasizing the importance of what reality and presence can have to offer you. That is a completely different life experience that you would not know until you live it. And trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. This is not even about me trying to push and persuade and sell something to you from a coaching perspective. The majority of the reform method comes from my own lived experiences. The difference being that I overcame them. The difference being that it's speaking through what is on the other side, the resilient side, not the survival side. I'm somebody that can say I overcame living through days and days and days of insomnia. I'm telling you, I will go and be up for up to 4 hours. And then I would think I can finally go to sleep. And the next thing I know, those 4 hours turned into being awake for 4 days, being at risk of going to work all day, every day, because I did, in fact, work 3 to 5 jobs during insomnia hours, because that was so much safer than being home with my emotional warfares and my bipolar struggles and everything else I was trying to navigate around and live through. And 4 days with zero sleep is dangerous. To be behind the wheel, to be functioning at that degree of sleep deprivation. And you can even begin to have unintentional hallucinations because you're just not here with it. You need the rest. And when I started to overcome these experiences through presence, through life changing moments, I was able to overcome the insomnia. And I still have the same experience of a spiral every single day between these hours that I'm saying are most common. After 4 p.m., including this moment of making this podcast episode, I am struggling, but I know how to go through it and how to step out of the river. So again, bring your awareness back into your body. You place a hand on your chest is just one way that it can happen. And feeling the rise and falls just one way it can happen. But at the end of the day, just bring your awareness that works for you. My awareness is not done through this exercise. This is just most common. People like it. That sounds like I just want to feel warm and cozy. For me, I gotta go work out. I need to work out every night, the same way I need to work out every morning. And that brings awareness to my body. I can hear my body saying, please move before you settle down because I'm so unable to rest. I feel tension. I feel this. I feel that. So whatever it is for you, find it. As long as it's awareness back into your body. Breathe slowly, but not forcefully. Just enough to remind your nervous system that you are safe. Something that I found works very, very good for me is an open air lifestyle. I have to get outside in nature at least once a day for 10 minutes at minimum, ideally much, much more, no matter the season, no matter the weather. And that is where I get my slow breath and includes the evening if I have not had it yet. If I cannot sit there on the sofa for a second, humming therapy, you know, that's my vibe. If I can't do it, I got to go take a lap to breathe again. I was finding myself here in sad season, unable to breathe. For those that aren't familiar, like those of us with the mood disorders and struggles of sad season, that is seasonal affective disorder. And when for me it's fall and winter, for others it could be summer or spring. For me, it is all of fall and winter, all the way from the end of August to February. And this was November, and I cannot keep up with my breathing. I can't just sit there and hold myself. So I do. I can feel it. The mind starts rising again. I'm going to have insomnia if I don't do this. Discover, walk out, take your breath, come back. So find what works for you. That's my example. Just enough time to remind your nervous system that you are safe. You just show it, you demonstrate it. Like, listen, hold up, I can breathe, calm down. And you whisper inward if you would like. I choose to rest. Some of us are really translating that to saying that you're literally telling your mind, F you, I'm choosing rest, you're not stopping me. Whatever you have to speak for yourself, as yourself, with yourself, just do it. I choose peace. I'm stepping out of this moment. I'm done with this. I'm not listening to you today. I used to tell everybody that I served, even children, I used an F you chant. Did I use those words with the children? Absolutely not. Did I sit in planning meetings with an entire team and help children know how life-changing it could be? 100%. And did it change many lives? Absolutely. It just worked for me because the thing about it is that it helps you be real and raw and say whatever you need to say in your own, on your own behalf, in your best interest. It's a release. And sometimes it's just a firm stance. And for me, that's a firm stance in those moments. And I choose to say it that way. If my mind is trying to overpower me and my whisper inwards needs to be a firm statement back, an assertive statement back, I'm going to use it. I'm choosing rest. F this. I'm not listening to this. I am stepping up out of this river. Thanks. Sorry, not sorry. But not trying to shut the mind up, not trying to argue, not trying to fix everything at once, just choosing not to participate. So in reality, what I'm describing, it's not sitting there saying go in this whole back and forth battle with yourself. It's literally saying that you're taking a big stance that's making it very clear and saying, I'm not engaging this, I'm not participating in this, I'm not entertaining this because I am choosing to get rest. And that's non-negotiable for me. Thanks. It's not an argument. It's not looking for that. It's a stance, like I said, stepping out of this. Release the obligation to solve your life in the dark. The mind is a terrible place to see clarity when you're tired, and clarity is a daytime activity. Rest is the nighttime discipline. So you reserve things. You got to have a journal next to you. All those other things people might tell you about, so be it. But otherwise, you're just knowing it's just not the time. It's not the time and place you don't have to. You know, you're not being given anything you're obligated to engage with. Choose your own wellness over the mind's urgency. And like this is maturity. This is self-love. Like I said earlier, this is self-respect. This is emotional reform. So remember this. Your mind may be loud, but you, the real you, the true you, and the true you that you might not have even met yet. And you might not even meet them until you overcome this. The real true you is quiet, steady, strong, and wise. Even those of us that will have these battles no matter what for a lifetime, even when we become resilient in our whole selves. Like I said, I'm still experiencing this for the rest of my life. I just know how to navigate it with strength and endurance. And I can overcome it like that. You were never broken. You were never meant to drown in doubt, and you were only waiting to learn how to stop entering the river. So when the spiral begins, you do not fight it, you do not fear it, and you do not sink into it. You rise above it. You give yourself the gentleness you've long needed. You choose rest because you respect your life, and you choose peace because you deserve it. Even if you don't necessarily entirely believe it, you just deserve it. And you believe that maybe if anybody believes that peace should exist, they shouldn't be a hypocrite. So if you would think that you want it for others, you need to want it for yourself. So again, you choose peace because you deserve it. You choose disengagement because you are done volunteering for torment. You uh, do not let your thoughts define you. Um, your exhaustion does not define you. Your doubt does not define you, but your choices do. And in this moment, you can choose clarity. You can choose compassion, and you can choose rest. I know, like I said, it's going to sound like one of those things that says, like, you can make it sound good, and yeah, that's great, but it really is not possible for me. And you're going to keep feeling that until you discover that it is possible for you. I would have been saying the same thing. I had so many therapists that actually, I didn't leave therapy. Therapy left me. Like they would literally tell me that they couldn't help me. They would give me the actual exercise practices to do. I would have to be taking the sleeping medication and the vitamins and the tea and all types of things. And I would just not be winning those wars and not be winning those wars and not be winning those wars and not be winning those wars. So I too used to think, yeah, you can make it sound good. That might work for some people. It doesn't work for me. And then I realized, well, no, I can't win those wars, but I can stop battling. I can disengage the battle. It's not a forfeit, it's a step away. I can step away whenever I want. I don't forfeit for anything, but I can step away. And therefore, I won because while you're fighting for that over there, mind, I am choosing rest. I don't even have to fight for it because I forfeited that battle over there. You're entertaining yourself, and I'm doing what I got to do. So, yeah, you can choose rest, float above the noise, come home to yourself, let the river pass. And be well, my loves. Just be well. Stay wise, stay resilient, live as your best self. Till next time.